Hey, fellow targeted individuals, this is VW again, and got some time to kill. I have a psychiatrist appointment this morning with a new psychiatrist from my hiatus. And so I was just going to make a video just saying how it was when I got back here. My parents, they went to Florida, and I couldn't stay at my house because after my hiatus in a psychiatric unit, they say that I couldn't stay home by myself, and my mom is she's gonna make me tear down my enclosure, which is the only thing that is like defending me. So I'm pretty, like, I guess, scared that when I put that down, I'm gonna get mutilated. Like, I'm gonna get mutilated beyond belief. And so I've got to talk to her about that, and I've got to somehow, like, I can't tell this to psychiatrists now. I had a psychiatric team that, I could tell them. They didn't believe me, but everything was real safe. Now it's like this guy is connected to the same hospital where I was put into, like, it's like an emergency psychiatric unit for like 2 weeks. And I've done a video about that. But so I'm going to try and figure out what I've got to tell him and not lie about it, but still still protect myself so he won't just throw me back in there. Because now that I've been in there, it's going to be a lot easier to put me back in for these people. I don't even know if they're involved, like my stalkers. I don't know if it's just it seems like it was a setup. But I'm just gonna quash that and not really worry about it, and just keep doing my videos and keep trying to fight the good fight. And you guys do that too. Just be careful about who calls you and says, "Hey, let's do this. Come to the emergency room for physical testing," or if it's too good to be true and they're gonna really help you, then be wary of it. I'm not saying don't go for it and try and get help. But sometimes things that are too good to be true are, And y'all see my video. Before I went there, I was like, my instinct said it was a setup. I was like, my stomach just tells me that this guy, he was way too nice, way too understanding, and I was right. Like, my instincts were right. Like, I finally decided, I mean, it didn't matter because I was going to do it anyway, because I need help. These people are shooting electromagnetic weaponry into my house, and while asleep, I'm protected in my enclosure, but now they've got it so that I went into that place for my hiatus, and now my mom, is basically, she had a contract of all the things I needed to sign, and tearing down the enclosure was part of that contract. So it's like these people are making my mom a villain. They're making a mother kill her son. They're making a mother put her son in danger because she doesn't know the whole situation. And they're probably looking at my videos. The guy who helped me along into that psychiatric unit, he's probably watching my videos to make sure that any little thing that I do that's wrong, he can get me on it. So, I mean, I don't even know if I could have cops showing up in my door because of my YouTube videos. I really hope that's not the case, because I'm going to keep making them anyway. It's the only thing, it's my only connection to people who know what's going on and can support me. I mean, you guys have just supported me, like, unbelievably, and I'm just so thankful for you. And I hope my videos can, help you guys with whatever situation you're dealing with. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for me because they put me on Geodon or something like that, and it's like an antipsychotic. It makes me feel, like it's hard to think sometimes. But they put me on that because they consider all this a delusion, and so I have to kind of, when I talk about it, I have to say, well, that's my delusion. This is what's happening. Even though, and I think I told y'all this on a video. I was in there. I was in the unit that they sent me to, and all of a sudden the pain started to get so much worse, like in my groin, like shooting through my prostate, and my head started burning a lot more. And I knew exactly what happened. I called my mom and I was like, "Mom, can y'all turn back on the emitters?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, your brother unplugged that, so we need to turn those back on." So it's like I mean, it's all this proof that they are hitting me remotely. They are hitting me in my house. I mean, it's been proven time and time again. But then my mom was like, "Yeah, I told you about that. I told you about that we had unplugged them. That's how you knew." Because she's her mind is basically throwing up anything that's like, this could be real, and I understand that because and also my post-traumatic stress counselor pretty much dropped me because she can't help me. She was like, I can't help him at all, this is and it's just like, I guess people can't imagine that this is going on, so they fight against it psychologically. While the people who do know what's going on, who are, the gang stalkers and they're shooting me, they're pretty positive that it's happening and they're okay with it. My neighbor's okay with it. He doesn't really think much of it. He could kill somebody and just be like, oh, it's all in a day's work. It's really weird. And I just recommend, because my stalker gets into my computer a lot, and like I would recommend getting an Ethernet straight to your wireless service. Like, don't use Wi-Fi. Use your Ethernet line. Turn off your wireless. Use the Ethernet to the modem to get onto the internet, because I found it's a lot harder for them to hack into that than it is if you're on wireless. And because I was just trying to turn on my computer, I had it on wireless because I went to Florida with my parents, and there it worked pretty good. But here, it's like the windows would come up, and I guess this guy could hack into that and shut them down. So I took it off of wireless, put it on the Ethernet, and then everything was fine. I could get on the internet. And I do want to tell y'all, I did go to Florida with my parents because they were pretty much like, we can't leave you at the house because you've just been in this unit. And when I went down there, they had somebody there above me, in the apartment above me. And it's like a nurse owns the apartment above me, so it was like her ex-boyfriend or her boyfriend or somebody that they knew. They didn't get anybody up under me, and that they did the last 2 times I've gone to Florida. But this time they couldn't get anybody up under me, and I think that was because I saw one of the people who owns that, and they were there, so they couldn't get that unit. But yeah, they followed me down to Florida. This thing is across state lines in a big way, and somebody boosted this guy's signal when I got down there. So it's like he had it hit me remotely, and he had a physical guy up above me doing it. It didn't really, I guess I didn't get hurt that bad. It was a lot less than the house I'm staying in. But they still, if I would have stayed there for another week, this guy would have been able to build up his arsenal upstairs. The one good thing, and I did think I heard this is kind of speculation, but it's a nurse who lives above me, and he was doing it around her, and I'd hear some stomping, and then it would shut off, and I think she was basically shutting it off. She was like, nope, not going to do this, and just ran to it and shut it off, because she's a nurse. Like, she saves lives, and this guy was trying to torture me, from the upstairs apartment. And so I want to give a shout out to all women. Again, I love women. They're so smart. They're empathetic. This stuff, I don't think a lot of women do this gang stalking stuff, because most of the women that I know, they're so empathetic and they're so compassionate. And I'd just like to give a shout out for all the women in this situation who have helped me. And it's usually only been women, for being so smart. And like, when you rule the world, women, I will help y'all to rule the world, because that's who needs to rule the world. This is crazy wars that don't need to take place, are basically put into place by these huge testosterone guys, and they need to kill, and it just doesn't make any sense. So, all you women out there, I respect you way more than men. I guess that's a generality. Some men are really good, but But in my situation, it's always been, women trying to stop it who are like, why are you doing this? Why are they doing this? Why are you torturing them? What's the point of this? And it's very good questions. But I just wanted to make a short video. I'm probably going to make a lot more. My mouth is really dry from taking the medicine they put me on while I was in the unit. There's physical stuff all over the place, like my car. They let the air out of my tires. They mess with the front of the car. And so my dad was like, oh, well, that's just, that's a slow leak that you have on your car. And then we left my car in my parents' garage while we went to Florida, got back, the air in my tires was at full. And I was like, Dad, look, my tires aren't, they don't have a leak in them. And he was like, oh no, it's still a slow leak. And they both had all the air in them. It's like, so you tell people who don't know about this stuff, and it's like they fight against it. They fight. Their minds are just like, we'll tell them anything that they want to hear to not admit that this stuff is going on. And I mean, I get it that we don't want to know that people are this horrible and stuff, but I need help. Like, I need help, not like mental help. I need help to, stop this guy from murdering me, because he's not gonna, like, I can't just get out of this house and live peacefully and go wherever I want. He keeps saying on the microwave hearing, he's like, get him out of there. But then I'll go to Florida 4 hours away, and he will set it up so that he can attack me there. I feel hopeless at times because, it's no skin off of these guys' backs. They don't care about torturing and murdering people. He'll say anything bad about me, and he'll try and flip it over that, that I just deserve this. Like, I hear him, he's like, he's retarded, we've got to kill him and stuff like that. But I'd like to just say, even if I was retarded, which I'm not, I'm very smart, and I'm a capable human being. I'm compassionate. Like, I'm a real human being. Like, even if I was retarded or really crazy, he still would not have that right. So his arguments to do this are just stupid anyway. He's stupid. He's a stupid guy. He's kidnapped. He's basically holding his family hostage, holding my family hostage, holding this neighborhood hostage, and he doesn't care. Like, he just doesn't care. He doesn't see it that way. He sees it as just hurting me. He's just hurting me with the radiation, but he doesn't think about my family. They've done stuff when I'm in the car with my mom and my dad. They've done stuff like vehicular stalking and put my parents' lives in danger too. This is a really nasty, un-American thing that's going on, and these guys need to be stopped. They are going after me pretty hard because I think I struck a chord with these videos. They're not like, I mean, he was still doing shooting the directed energy weapons at me, and I don't think that would have changed with what I'm doing on my videos. But there's a lot more vehicular harassment, so I'm seeing a ton of people involved in this. There are tons of people who are involved in organized gang stalking. I don't know where they come from or what kind of club they joined to do this, but there are tons of them. And in my case, I think it's because of the videos. I am dangerous now. Now I would call myself a political dissident. When this all started, I wouldn't have done anything to hurt their cause because I wouldn't have known about it. But being in it and being killed in your home, now I'm a political dissident. And I'm going to make these videos until, I'm just going to make them, whatever the consequences are, because I'm doing the right thing and I'm telling the truth. And like, I'll tell the psychiatrist what they need to hear. I'll tell my parents what they need to hear to survive, for me to survive. I'll love my parents no matter what they do, because they do, they do what they do because they care about me. It's not because they're trying to hurt me, but they just really can't wrap their heads around this guy doing this, like, because he does it 24 hours a day. He switches off with somebody else probably, but nobody can imagine that. It's like, no, they're like, no, that guy's a businessman. He's just a family man. That's what my parents told me. And like, I beg to differ. I beg to differ that this is what he does, like, all the time. And maybe he's making money out of it, but that doesn't make him a businessman. basically makes him an assassin. You know, an assassin who has a target and he's getting money from assassinating a target. But he doesn't really care. Like, he doesn't see it as that big of a deal, killing another human being. That's why I'd like to give a shout out to just all the women who've been involved in this and have tried to help me. They're remarkable. They're stronger than any of these guys who are, you know, wanting to torture people and take away their lives. They're just, the strength is just, it's palpable in these women. I wish that, like, I mean, I heard it upstairs. I heard in Florida the nurse would just run over to the thing and just shut it off. Like, and that's, I mean, a lot of them have done that because it's cruel punishment and they're compassionate people, mostly. I don't want to lump everything into men are bad and women are, you know, women are good. Like, I don't want to do that. But from what I've seen, I've just seen that women have a lot more compassion. And men could learn a lot from that. Okay, well, I'll make a video later. I'm trying to kill time before my psychiatrist appointment. I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't want to lie to him. I don't want to lie to my parents, but, you know, it was part of the contract that I tear down my enclosure, so I'm trying to think of something else, because if I do tear down this enclosure, if I do, and then I have to sleep on a regular bed in my house, I'm going to get fried. Like, I tried one time, like, to sleep on this little bed that I made, because it was part of my deal with my mom, and instantly my head was burning more, my genitals were burning, so I guess I just need to tell the doctor about the physical pain and leave out where I think it's coming from, or know it's coming from, actually. And I had a bunch of videos, like tons of videos to put out, and I couldn't upload any of them because my computer is like really down, and you know, I have a hard time, you know, doing much on it. And I know that this guy's hacked into my computer. I don't know if it's all the time, but he does hack into it, like, you know, to kind of screw things up for me. I talked to somebody at Microsoft, and they feel that somebody has hacked into my mother's computers too, and my father's computer. So I'm not sure if this guy is part of that. Like, he's getting into my mom's computer and messing her up. She makes money for cancer kids. She raises money for cancer kids. So I couldn't imagine that. But on the other hand, that's what I do, is I make money for cancer kids. And this guy will kill me in cold blood without blinking an eyelash. So I'm not too sure how much he'll screw over my parents because I'm attached to him. It's just a really sad, horrible situation that I want out of. But like, I could move anywhere now, and there are going to be people in this whatever organized gang stalking network they have. They're going to be there to, you know, use microwave weapons on me. And I mean, it's been proven. I've gone to Florida, I've gone to Texas, you know, both of these places that are not where I live. There have been people, not only him remotely doing it and beefing up that signal. He basically beefs up that signal, and I don't know how he does that, but there have also been people just on the ground, and what I mean on the ground, with physical people around you, have microwave weapons to shoot you. And it's happened in Florida and Texas. So I'm very doubtful I could go anywhere without being attacked. I'd have to get, you know, Mom's also talking about selling this house because it was supposed to be my house. I was supposed to fix it up, and instead I've been fighting this guy, and I have aluminum all over my walls and, you know, the outside walls. So I was basically fighting for my life, but my parents see it as being very irresponsible, and I'm getting punished. I'm getting punished for what this guy is doing. I'm getting punished for him attacking me and torturing me. So it's like I don't even want to talk to my family anymore. I don't want to talk to my mom and dad because it feels like betrayal of them, and this guy is then, you know, still torture me without blinking an eyelash ever. Like, he'll never think about it. He'll never sit there and be like, hey, is this right? Is this right what I'm doing? He's a military guy. This is a military operation to kill an American citizen and destroy their family. I mean, that's part of it, to destroy family ties that you have. It's really a sick, demented thing, and I do use the word Satanism a lot. I can't imagine any kind of philosophy that's peaceful and good that this takes place. You know, it has to be some kind of dark philosophy that drives this. But so I just wanted to give y'all an update. I'll make it better. I just woke up, so I know I look like crud. But I want to keep on putting videos out. I want to put as many. I have like 50. I probably have like 60 videos out right now, and I've got some still coming down the pike. And if this guy, if he can't get into my computer, if I've kind of pushed him out using the Ethernet, then I'll get these videos up. Because there's a lot of stuff that was going on that's physical proof, and I just want to I basically want to journal it, video journal it, because there was a guy who came out with a loaded shotgun on a Sunday morning in a neighborhood full of kids. They're pumping poison into my yard with a neighborhood full of kids, shooting all these microwaves, bombarding houses in this neighborhood, which is just me. With microwaves. It's a lot of dark stuff and violent stuff. And it's in a neighborhood full of kids and full of innocent people. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe a, ex-army guy would do this, and not care about people at all. But it's happening, so I've got to deal with it. I've got to, tell the psychiatrist the truth, to a certain point. I just have to tell them the truth that will help me to help my family, because that's my main goal. My main goal now, well, I have two main goals, is to help you guys with these videos, hopefully, and maybe even do more, or try and set things up so we can, get out of this torment and terror. I heard that one of the comments by Darth, I think it was Darth, well, I won't mention his name, but he's real cool. He said that the governor in California did acknowledge these weapons and how they were being used. So we're close to something. We're close to a ban. They were banned in Russia, and so we don't have a lot of time left with this torture and stuff. These weapons will be banned. They're just too inhumane. People are getting their hands on them and destabilizing whole neighborhoods. And it's some kind of, I guess they feel like it's some sort of project, or just testing, to see how much pain a human being can take, how fast a family can be disintegrated when they don't have trust. It's like they're trying to learn all this stuff, all this really dark stuff about, how can you break a human being? Do these directional energy weapons, do they work? How much do they hurt somebody? So it's like, and I don't know the big picture. I don't know why they're doing it in the big picture. But they are, testing things out and destroying lives while they do it. But all I can say is I'm going to keep making these videos. The medicine that I'm on makes me pretty groggy. Like I forget words a lot, because it's a pretty strong medication. But I'm gonna kind of barrel on through, and I'm gonna make a bunch of videos for you guys. I hope I inspire y'all to put the word out, and I'm not talking about you have to do videos, but just in any way, getting the word out, maybe writing a book about it. Like that's what I want. I want this information to get out, so it'll stop. Because I think that, I've tried to get policemen to help me. Tried the sheriff's department, the city police, but it ended up with them threatening me. Threatened to put me into jail. And now, since I've been into an emergency psychiatric unit, the police will probably have that on record, and I'll get in trouble. So this guy has carte blanche to shoot me with radiation. He doesn't care. He feels a lot more secure now because he knew all that stuff was happening. He was hitting me, like however he does it remotely. He was hitting me in the unit that I was sent to, and I didn't have my Q-Wave defenders. They took those off, and I couldn't use them because it's like you can't have anything in that unit. So it was a lot more pain
now that I have my Q-Wave personal defenders on, it's not as bad. So my main thing is staying out of that facility, because they take away a bunch of stuff from you. Then my parents kind of fool around in my house and they unplug the emitters, which are so important. I mean, it was pain that this guy hit me in the groin when those were shut down, to the point where I went into shock. I felt cold, and he was hitting me right through the prostate, and I actually went into shock. My body got cold. It was so much pain. So if anybody says that these directed energy weapons are a deterrent or anything like that, that's BS. They are murder weapons, and they really hurt people. But I love you guys, and I really love you guys, and I'm going to keep making these videos. Putting up a video right now. I have 5 parts to it. I think 5 parts to it. FUBAR, and it's the incidents right. It's the incidents right before I was thrown into a psychiatric unit. Like, I mean, basically, like, there was I didn't do anything crazy or anything. I just called somebody, tried to get help, and then he got somebody to call me back and lie to me to trap me in there, to get me to the emergency room, where then they had me on a hold, and then they threw me into basically a psychiatric unit for 2 weeks, and I couldn't get out unless, I mean, if I kept saying, oh yeah, my neighbors hit me with microwave weapons, and you know, it's this electromagnetic frequency energy, directed energy weapons. If I kept saying that, I wouldn't be out now. You know, they would have kept me in for the longest amount of time. I basically got put into a place where it's like they think that you're a danger to yourself or others, and I've been peaceful all through this. I have a psychiatrist, and I have a post-traumatic stress counselor down here, who were dealing that. My psychiatric team, I was telling them everything, so there was no need, there was no need for this person who got me there and put me in there. There was no need for it. There was just no need. I wasn't dangerous. I wasn't doing anything to my neighbor. So I feel like it was a setup. It was a big setup. And once you get into that unit, you can't have the things that you can have on the outside. So I was undefended, and that's when this guy just started nailing me in there. When I'd sleep, when I would just be sitting in a group, like we'd have group counseling sessions, and he would just hit me in the side of the head, and like, you know, he wanted to make me look as crazy as I could there, because he wanted to keep me in there. And don't ask me how they're surveilling that. Don't ask me how, you know, I mean, I have theories on how they're surveilling me anywhere I go. I have theories on how they can hit me remotely, but I'm gonna be pretty general for a while, and I hope I'm being general enough to where I don't get in trouble on this video. But even if I do, I have to keep making the videos and wait till this kind of, you know, cools down when they got me in there. I don't think cops can just show up at your door and throw you in a mental institution if you say the right things. But you know, y'all have seen my other videos, and all my other videos I've been kind of moving forward in a positive direction, and now it's like I have to defend even against people who might be able to help me. So I understand when people say that they're paranoid. I understand when people are like, you know, don't trust anybody. And I know, like, my parents are telling me to put down the enclosure and all this kind of stuff, but they love me. Like, my parents love me. They're not doing something to try and harm me. They just can't believe what's going on is going on. And I've been fighting it for a couple of years, so they see this as, you know, that I'm mentally unstable and that I have delusions. I try and tell everybody I've had Crohn's since I was 12. Crohn's disease since I was 12 years old, and that teaches you about when pain comes from your body. So there's that kind of pain, like my stomach will hurt, and that's from my body doing that. That's inside my body. And then this guy, when he shoots me with directed energy weapons, that's coming from outside of my body. So, like, I've learned that since I was 12. And, like, I try and tell people that, and they're like, what does that have to do with anything that you had Crohn's when you were 12? Well, it has a lot to do with it, because I've learned through my life what internal pain is and what external pain is. I mean, since I was 12, I've had a pretty good idea of it. And you better bet your butt that if
if I'm accusing somebody of giving me pain, then I'm sure of it. You know, I'm sure of it. I'm not just like just saying it just so I can pass off blame. I would never do that. If something was going on with my body that hurt me so bad and it was just me, it was just my body doing it, I would never accuse anybody. Like, it took me even a long time to accuse this guy because I was sticking with, okay, it's tinnitus from the last incident of it. But we gotta fight. This is not just unfair; it's unjust. It's an aberration in our society. You know, there's I don't know. Like, a bunch of people, the comments were like, "Man, for your situation, you must have done something really bad." And you know, as target individuals, as all of you know out there, we don't have to do anything that bad for these guys to try and murder us, because they're the bad guys. Like, we're all pretty much just living alone, intellectual. We're like intelligent, you know, maybe a little bit marginalized, a little bit loner types. But these guys are murderers, you know. So I didn't have to do much to seem like a good target to do this to. Alright, sorry if I've been kind of rambling on. Like, I'm pretty tired. I just woke up. But I just wanted to tell y'all more videos to come. I need to journal this, and I want to help you guys. And I know we'll be vindicated one day. I mean, they tore me up, man. They threw me in some place where I didn't know if I was going to get out. Like, I didn't know how many weeks I'd spend in there, because they saw my videos. So it's like I couldn't go back and say, oh, well, you know, I just looked on the internet and was kind of testing